أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله تعالى عليه وسلم. Fellow Gambians, distinguished brothers and sisters, members of our great government, greetings to all of you. Once again, I am Ahmad Jite, and it is again my pleasure to come over here and have some few things discussed and also respond to some of the things that I feel are misplaced and misunderstood, or there are blatant dishonesties regarding these matters. There has been a lot of discussions, again, all between or amongst a group of people who some time ago were together and were in agreement in pursuit of a common objective, a common principle in restoring democracy in our country, the Gambia. I'm going to mention names, but I'm going to mention names of leaders that all of us will hold accountable because they accepted to be in these positions. But for the people that I am going to respond to, probably you would see this message or this video and it's going to be a calf. Fulo la koreto so deme si fula koreto. Nien ninsirengo bula defa dem si ayam. Ninsirengo so ko baye. Defa daw si ayam. So mbaye fara ba nyantan nale. Bon leftalen tol nga honest na Gambian code. Because honesty aka adama dingo mako ibaki. Nde Ahmad Jite, nde. Ni Mario tema mienda. Mola nyinya ni la kallankea. Anila bete amati nande mantonya fwe. Nsa fwe ni mbunya kona ni horomo. Bari, there are few things I need to make very clear here. There are Gambians that are sitting down and talking about the FACO. Halifa Sallah is the father of this coalition government. That the coalition government came as a result of Halifa Salah's ideas and commitment. To you, I believe your memory is short-lived. You have myopic memory. And it doesn't remember, or the capacity of your memory is not as strong. So it loses a lot of info, or a lot of things get, erased in a very short period of time. I will take you down the memory lane for a little bit to say that anyone that says that Honorable Halifa Sallah is the father of this coalition, you are really, really, really supposed to go and see a doctor. In March, before April 14 incident of Solo Sandeng and others, there was an interview on Fatu Radio by Sidi Ajata, Halifa Salah's former boss, regarding the reason why Pdois, Doi didn't join an inter-party committee to discuss about a possible coming together of coalition government or a coalition. Sidia said Pdois wouldn't join because they didn't agree with the proposals. So before April 14 Solo Sandeng incident, for those that are honest though, those that do not know, that are ignorant, that's a lecture for you. This is a lesson. Professor Jite this is a lecture for you for today. There was a committee set up, inter-party committee of all the opposition parties. Alaji Dabo, the current candidate for Birikama North, was a very instrumental member of that team. OJ Jallo played a vital role in it, PPP's OJ Jallo, and he had several interviews before even the April demonstration. Sidia Jata went out to the West. He went out on a tour and had an interview on Fatu Radio. That day, the entire diaspora was very angry with Doi for not accepting to be a part of a possible discussion group or an inter-party committee that was trying to draft a blueprint to enable people to come together against President Yahya Jammeh's government in December 2016. Now, Pdois was not a part of that. That was where the coalition government discussion began. And Sidia Jata made that very clear on behalf of Pdois. So if you stand here to tell Gambians that Halifa Sallah of Doi is the father of this coalition, you have a problem. You are either ignorant of the facts or very, very dishonest of the truth. And we need to be honest. Halifa is never the father of this. This was agreed, and Pdois was the last party to join this coalition. The last party, the last group to join was Doi. When they joined though, there was already a disagreement on the modalities of choosing a leader. This was where Halifa Salah's position was accepted. Let's go for primaries. But there was a team already in place. Fatoumata Tambajang came out February, March, and she talked about these things. She was talking. They formed, in fact, a group of elders, Council of Elders in the Gambia, when Pdois was refusing to join the team. And he come here to tell people Halifa is the father of the coalition. Al-Malong al-Ida, al-Mang Ones, al-Mang Kemotil Ningolti, wala al-Kungol Kono Problemo le bije. Alnga ke tonya moltinak, let us be honest to each other. Nga moja video ka akaka olefo. Ntenga afolenko. I have nothing against Halifa. I don't agree with a lot of his ideologies or Pdois' ideologies and a lot of things that they do. Again, Pdois, some of you that believe to be Doi supporters, I don't believe you are Doi supporters. You are hypocrites. If you are Doi supporters, Sidia Jata is as important as Halifa. In fact, Sidia is Halifa Salah's boss. How many of you ever posted a photo of Sidia Jata to say vote for Sidia Jata in Wuli? He's a National Assembly candidate. Look at their Facebooks and find out about how many of them posted a photo of Sidia Jata to say support Sidia Jata's candidature. You are just being there being tribalist, and all you do is personality cult. Defending Halifa and Halifa. Halifa is a public figure. If you are Sidia Jata, if you are Doi supporters, you have Usman Silla's photos, you have Sidia Jata's photos, who is as competent as Halifa or even more competent than Halifa Sallah. Sidia Jata mu Halifa la kebalti. Sidia Jata ninku mu Halifa karamolem. Halifa la karamolem Sidiati. But Sidia is in Wuli. How many of you posted a photo of Sidia? And you are Doi supporters. Tell people you are Halifa Sallah supporters. Stop using Pdois as a propaganda to attack people. Manta moto folade. But Halifa is not this coalition. Woman ke tonyat. Womu fanialti. Woman ke tonyati. And second thing, this is politics. Niko mol kanela alaneng. Kana mola Satan ineng. If you don't want people to insult your Allah, don't insult people's idols. Now here is another thing. Nobody is a foolish person here. And I am making this very clear. If you are really a supporter of Pdois, stop posting about vote for Halifa Sallah, vote for Amisilla, and vote for somebody in Banjul. What about Sidi Ajata? If he's not more important than Halifa in Pdois, Halifa is not more important than Sidia. But you never talked about him. Nobody amongst you. Nobody. His picture is Alka doile support. Alka doile support. Alafo mole Alka Halifa le support wai. Ad Alka support minanga lonne. Tribalism lem. Ale useno ataka le fion be for UDP ma. Ngo kuo fulanjam. Alko agreement na agreement. And we have to respect our constitution. Ngo. Ning ayatumako constitutional agreement on dolsula tawalla. Again, I am responding to, there are a lot of talks that happen. And we have to be honest as people again. There was an agreement between coalition leaders when they went to primaries. And they said, we are going to come together, forget about party interests, and concentrate on national interest. Get Yaya Jammeh out, and let's develop the country for a period of 3 years. Let's forget. Let's put aside party interests and focus on unity in the interest of the country, collective interest, which is the country. It is the same memorandum of understanding that says that Adama Barrow should be in power for 3 years. It is in the same memorandum of understanding. Now, Halifa Sallah and Pdois party, in fact, I'm not going to mention Halifa, I'm going to mention Pdois. The document that says Adama should be there for 3 years is the same document that says let's put aside party interest and work for the nation. Now, the Gambia that we inherited is a Gambia of tribalism, a Gambia of division, a Gambia of human rights violation, a Gambia of terrible governance, a Gambia of terrible economic shape, a Gambia of terrible international bilateral and multilateral corporations. So we are going to inherit a disastrous body, but we have to put aside party interests and focus on national interest. And Pdois leader and Pdois party refused to accept a responsibility in that cabinet. What did Halifa say? He said the party interests and principles wouldn't allow him or his party to take position in a collective government. A government that you and others agreed that we will put aside party interests for collective national interest. But Halifa, that agreed with the rest on that particular thing, and his Pdois floated that rule. But you are honest enough, Pdois again, you are honest enough and patriotic enough to defend Halifa on that. And they say it is Halifa's right, or it is the right of the Pdois to not take the positions. Now you tell me, out of common sense and honesty, if Halifa's party interest or party's ideology or principles stop him or any of the members of Pdois from taking cabinet position, what if Ahmad Ba does the same thing? NRP, GMC does the same thing, PPP does the same thing, UDP does the same thing. GMC or GPDP does the same thing. Who will inherit this government? What would happen to this Barrow government? It is Khalifa's right. After the agreement, it is the right of the people of the Pdois to not accept cabinet positions. As Khalifa said, the principle of Pdois will not accept them. That is what he said. If that is what it is, what if all others didn't take positions because of their principles? What would become of our Gambia now? Tell me. But we are too intelligent and too honest to talk about that. And when you talk about that, you hate Pdois. In fact, you don't hate Pdois. They say you hate Khalifa. Because I said it again. Nobody talks about Sidi Ajata here. With all their supports for Pdois, you've never heard them talk about Sidi Ajata or post his photo for National Assembly position. He's in Woolley. He's right now in Woolley. In the bush there, talking to the people in the bush. Nobody even mentioned him. They are supporters of Pdois. They are not. They are lying. Personality cult. Again, I respect Khalifa, but it does not make sense. Because every party, every other party could have gone their way and say, it doesn't interest us to take cabinet positions. But what is more interesting is a principle that does not accept you to take a cabinet position. Is it not that same principle that should stop you from vying for presidential position? But Khalifa went and ran for presidential position. Pdois actually, not Khalifa. For Pdois Mantai, they went. They contested at the level of the coalition for a presidential candidate. Why did they do that? What is wrong with the principle that the party interest, the party principle wouldn't allow you to serve in a government? Why are you running for presidential position? Why are you running for a candidate for president? But again, I'm not talking about Khalifa and others. I am talking about the same supporters that are defending every position that Khalifa comes with. But they are all just liars. Not Khalifa and Pdois, but some of these surrogates, these liars and hypocrites. You must stop this hypocrisy. You must stop this hypocrisy. Yeah, that is what is going to happen. Because they wouldn't accept anything that is truth. Now, agreement na agreement. That is what I've heard a lot of them say. They have agreed that every party will play a role in the coalition government. Pdois didn't accept a role in the cabinet. That is not a problem. But now, President Barrow, Ousainou Darboe said, Barrow is going to rule for 5 years and not 3 years. And everybody started insulting Ousainou. The constitution says, and when Aliou Momar Njie, the IEC chairman, was declaring, he said, Barrow is Gambia's president for the next 5 years. He didn't say 3 years. Agreement na agreement. Now if Khalifa and Pdois should break the agreement for a party principle, what makes you think that Adama Barrow cannot, destroy an agreement for constitutional interest? Again, I am stupid, yes. But it is Khalifa that says it was Pdois's principle that will not allow Pdois to accept cabinet position. When they agreed in April, in May, in October, that they should all put aside party interests for national interest and collective job. Now, it is PDOIS's principle that didn't allow them to accept position. Now, Barrow was also part of that agreement from UDP. Now, if we also say the constitution that says a president must be a leader, Namam Fa Kumankala, a president should rule for 5 years. It is also the position of UDP or Hussein that, you know, the interests or the principles of our constitution, the supreme law, wouldn't allow Barrow to step down in 3 years. What is wrong with that? Is that wrong if Hussein says that, but no, Hussein is bad, Hussein is a dictator? And again, these are the simple things we try to put aside. But you know, mo buka mote la mo ilala mo mi malafi tonya la kubuku dega du dega dara so bugu di dega do ni malafi tonya mo la do ko dega ntema nyil fode man do nyol fo ma alfa fo bari supporters. You have to be very careful with what you do, and it all boils down to honesty. A constitution of the Gambia is more important than PDOIS and their principles. If PDOIS can break an agreement and refuse to take part in cabinet, and it's their right, as the supporters will say, I believe it is the right of Barrow and Hussein to also say that Barrow should rule for 5 years because the constitution says so. Agreement na agreement. You don't go and tell that to your leaders whose principles, force them to break the agreement that we all agree on. That is one thing aside. And I've heard a lot. That's the last point I am going to talk about. People saying when the whole country was in mess and everybody was nowhere, Khalifa was the one that stood for the nation. Now, I'm going to give you a very simple analogy. Khalifa was chosen as the spokesperson of the coalition. That does not make him the bravest. He was honored, and it was agreed among all of the coalition leaders and the team that Khalifa will be chosen to become the spokesperson. And that happened way before the political impasse. But don't run away to Senegal, as you have said. But then, you same people, I want to put to you that Barrow's running away to Senegal, as you have mentioned, has nothing to do with cowardice. It's like when you tell the British general that you are a coward for sitting inside a command center in Britain and direct your troops in Iraq to fight against Saddam Hussein. If you take that for cowardice, you are stupid. You don't know what you are saying. In military, when there is war, generals don't go to the battlefield. They sit inside command center and direct what the lieutenants and captains and majors should do in the battlefield. It does not in any way make the general a coward. It does not in any way make a military council a coward. But the military council will work on the war modalities. They will sit down in command center far away from the battlefield and draft and put their plans on the ground. And they send those that are supposed to be sent out there to do the job. Whatever Khalifa said, whatever Khalifa does at the time, I personally commended him for his bravery. I personally commended him for his absolute, amazing performance. But it was an order from a team. It was his responsibility to talk to the public. The president stay away has nothing to do with him being a coward. Or the others in the Gambia are not talking did not in any way mean they are cowards. My Fati was in the Gambia. Halifa Saleh was in the Gambia. There was a press conference that my Fati made, and everybody started talking that my Fati was undermining Halifa Saleh. They were both in the Gambia. That was what you said. Now they left the country and allowed Halifa to speak. You say they are cowards, they all ran away. But this is what politics of dishonesty is all about. The meetings where all these things, Aissatou Touré was there. You know, Sidi Ajata was there. You know, Henry Gomez was there. You know, and Dembo by Force, Ajiyam Seka, Fatoumata Tambajang, they were all there. They were all there. They will discuss and agree. And ask Halifa Saleh, Halifa o Salangar mune nam, nyune demal nga wax nit ñi li la ñoo buga. Halifa mudem wako. He was the public relations officer. That was his job. But that does not in any way mean ko. Halifa mo ñew ñam ñune, oh man de maragal, oh we cannot, oh they all ran when Halifa spoke. That is the height of dishonesty or ignorance from anybody. Man mako wa. Adun coming from funding alatema wolem tonyat. And here is the other thing. You people are so particular about this constitution. And that is about Barrow running for just 5 years. Or 3 years, not 5 years. Everybody was against Fatoumata Tambajang being a vice president here. Because constitution, you know, allowed ko. We have to go by the constitution. Fatoumata Tambajang's age is above the age limit. Constitution wahud kodara. The same damn constitution says a president must rule for 5 years. Is it not the same constitution? Tu'minuna bibadil kitab. Wa takfuruna bibad. Wa nafikia. Lolo aferi nafikala. Yen ñoo taxaw fi ngeen ne Fatoumata Tambajang du mun a nekk vice president parce que age am dafa passé. Constitution more living ni. The same constitution mu ne Barrow should be there for 5 years. Ngeen ñu wax ne loolu agreement. What a hypocrisy. Alte dishonesty bulala modi. Aliyo Fatoumata Tambajang ta aliya fengo be faye. Defa greedy. A habutale mole madama fon respect amam femfo amam fenketen aliyo be fo Fatoumata Tambajang jang in defense of the constitution, in defense of the constitution. But Barrow's 5-year term is greediness. Well, yen hana lalla. I'll take a tonya multi honest. And on the other thing, Halifa Saleh, an amazing man again, was able to spot out that the bill that was taken to the National Assembly by Barrow government to raise the age limit of a president and vice president to 75, but Halifa Saleh was able to spot that out, that was unconstitutional. But Halifa Saleh was sitting on the table to draft a letter, to draft an agreement that the president will be there for 3 years. And he couldn't remember the constitution that says a president should be there for 5 years. And that is in contravention of our constitution. When Halifa Saleh is able to figure out passing a bill to raise the age limit of a president and vice president is unconstitutional. But that same Halifa couldn't figure out 3 years is unconstitutional for a president. And he was the man that drafted that MOU. But again, Halifa supporters are amazing people. They are the only ones with 10 common sense. The rest of the Gambians, I will call them Halifa Saleh supporters because they don't support Doi. They are not supporting Doi. They are not supporting Doi. They are not supporting Doi. Because if they are supporting Doi, billahi wallahi tallahi, Sidi Ajata is in fact more competent than Halifa. Sidi Ajata, larger than Halifa. Halifa Sidi Ajata bosamla. Why have you seen them talk about Sidi Ajata? they will never talk about him because it's not in their interest. It's not in their interest. So alaji bedroom ninka fani alfo ninka wuli alfo alaji be barote taraje for 5 years. Halifa le osafede. Bodo Halifa kilingule kada kafo moleko. You know, vice president age increment is unconstitutional. But the president for 3 years is unconstitutional because constitutional go 5 years. Altita alio for Halifa ede. Alia fa nan by baro mudem for 5 years. But Usenu said that will be 5 years. Ale complain or start. Usenu ni Usenu nale. Atol mo kilingon. Allah tamunal. La takunu kalladhina adha'u Musa. Alkana tonya nakar. La takunu kalladhina adha'u Musa. Alkana tonya nakar atol. Alkana keko molumine Musa batani. But you know man. Billahi, the list of the worries of UDP is Doi. Doi party. The list of our worry is Doi. Doi party. It's a dwarf party in the context of politics. Doi is a dwarf party. Mantama ben Doye. Sanjita isiata moment. Isiata momenti. Ngama get ko, fuki at. Yaunga topa lolu nga wahat aferi chilol. Doi was there in 1986. UDP was formed in 1996. 86-96. 10 years. Why ni aje Doi mol kana ekoeka UDP tonye. Mantama mbe wolie. Billahi mantama mbe Doye. Sanji Taibe Baluring. 1986 to 1996. Sanjitang momi nate do ko mere isa wulu no politiko kon wala na ko ke nyatili wala le kekel mantama mbeye b Doi is the oldest party in the Gambia apart from PPP, the oldest. But what is the population? Mantama mbengali wai ntolu UDP Doi is alibadu for National Assembly election o bang alba lord la na wol bari almam min fangolong atolu na fiki mani wulia fo because billahi wallahi ta'ala UDP's command, this is what they said. Doila mo kumalu Halifa anin sidia belola dameng UDP ko alkana party londije alkana kondenda londije in Serekunda where Halifa Saleh is running. UDP said we are not going to have a contestant there because we want Halifa to be part of parliament. Wuli, where Sidia Jata is, UDP say we are not going to have a candidate there because we respect Sidia Jata. Imanta mol noma mini alonko PPP nyolu aningo party dol mini alonko walelbe run. They are the ones running against Halifa Saleh and Sidia Jata. They didn't go after those people. They are still after UDP. Lan ngen buga yen. Yen lan ngen buga. We are honest and genuine and very objective. Billahi altanyi nkaroke. Halifa be damento as a candidate B. UDP mamokije. Lawyer Usenu Dabole Konte mokelaje. We will not put anybody there. That is what lawyer and the party agreed on. We will not put anybody there. Iko Sidia Jata be damen, Sidia Wuli. We will not put anybody there. That is what we said. But still we are the problems. Do you go after Mama Kanda that is running against you? Go after PPP that is running against your almighty, great people? Of course, we want them to be in parliament. That's why we don't even care. Left to UDP alone, Halifa Saleh and Doi, there will be no oppose. Halifa Saleh of Doi and Sidia Jata of Doi, these amazing people, they'll have no oppose. But you still follow us and insult us. Salga tonyafo. Tonyafo nteria buka tonya tinya. That is all you will say. We are deceptive. We are politics of deception. We are politics of lies, violence. That's all you will say. But then what? I am talking to you about facts. Bring out your facts. It is facts that I'm talking about. And wallahi, Allah knows I am talking about facts here. But all you resort to is insulting. And Hussein, billahi wallahi tallahi. The list that we are worried about when it comes to Gambian politics is Pdois. Billahi solen hame nyun. We never discuss Pdois in our... Pdois. Ha ha. Pdois. Billahi wallahi tallahi. If it is only Pdois and UDP to go out for presidential election, we will leave. We will not go to URR to campaign. We will not go to CRR. We will not go to LRR. We will not go to North Bank. We will just campaign in Western region and two municipalities, 2 council places. And you go all around the country. We'll give you triple. We will beat you like nobody's business. Pdois, Pdois is the least of our problems. Is the least of our problems when it comes to political dominance in the Gambia. We don't even care. In fact, it's here until 10 years. 10 years older than us. But you see the difference. So go build your party and go after people on the ground and talk to them. Because the more you attack us, you know what we are doing? We are busy building our base. You have been hearing. People are defecting from APRC to UDP en masse. Go and look at the newspapers. That is what they are saying. We are not going after them and beating them. They are coming to us. People are cross-carpeting and they are going to UDP. Go after people and talk to them. Stop insulting and stop insulting. That is me, like political leaders, I have stopped it. Of course, I will criticize Khalifa. I will criticize Pdois. I will criticize Ahmad Ba. I'll criticize others. And again, you know, all these things, UDP is in agreement with Ahmad Ba, GMC, NCP. They all agreed on most of the things. But again, all they do is go after UDP. Ahmad Ba is also a part of it. Why didn't you go after Ahmad Ba? Why didn't you go after NCP? But it's all UDP again. Politics of personal attacks. And it's not also UDP. All of them are attacking Ousainou Darboe. Nothing about UDP. Nico UDP, they are either against Mandinkas or they are against Ousainou Darboe. And they are against Ousainou Darboe because he's a Mandinka. Adalte ol falin nola. Wolte falin nola. Gambia. Mandinka ya alte o bondi nola je. Komisa alte surwa ya ni mfula ya ni njola ya bondi la je nyameng. Mbe mu kilineti wobe kelale. But we are going to be there. Yes. Badi ya fasa, yes. Alay wala fo. Ha. Alal badi ngol fasa, mansata lay wolf. But badi ya fasa lom. Ajiyam seka suma badi ngola. Luta. Duma ko fasa. Ajiyam seka. Suma badi ngola. Badi ya fasa la. Ajiyam seka. Olofla. Suma badi ngola. Dema ko fasa. Tenekud ajiyam seka tede. Single nyasi. Delete single nyasi. Jolala. Why badi ya fasa la nak. Dema ko fasa. Jolala. Badi ya fasa. Nyun lol la nyo ham. Lol la nyo ham. Dema ko fasa. Honorable Yaya Jallo. Delete Yaya Jallo. UDP Deputy Party Leader Banjul. Polla. Why badi ya fasa la. Dema ko fasa. Luta duma ko fasa. Dema ko fasa. Lol la nyo ham ci UDP. Badi ya fasa. Lol la nyo ham. So len buge. Bugulen. So len bukute. Ngen bukut. Nyon. Denyo fasante. Tejel ñu def badi ya fasa. Lol la nyo ham. So these are the things I want to say. and I felt it's important, and you can continue talking anything you want to say. Kila sallallahu alayhi wasallam kabira nata maka ay jawol sotole jaw jamalle ba noma ima jaw ya jaw ya munela fawaro anila palasol nila glory. That was what they were trying to protect, not the truth. And we are seeing that otherwise there is no politician in the Gambia today that is more honorable than Ousainou Darboe when it comes to contributions to national development. What a caring. What politician TJ? Ousainou Darboe's contribution. Look at Ousainu's alokotus. Alajibe. But albane na albe kumo be fulaye al halakirinu dolu bal kono al haketu. Bari mo halakilinu damalel ka Ousainou Darboe ne. Nte man, I promise myself I will never insult a leader again, because they have all played roles and they have followers. But going after Ousainou to tarnish his character, if you don't like Ousainou or Fatoumata Tambajang because you have tried to bundle them, if I were you, as grateful as human beings, Gambian constitution will be sent to the toilet for Fatoumata Tambajang's vice presidential position because of what she did for the country. But ungrateful people, ikweka Fatoumata Tambajang dokuo minke, ay bata minke, Gambia Bankwe, to bring people together, the humiliation, the sufferings, the troubles she went through. They are picking up and saying Halifa Saleh is the father of this coalition. Where is Fatoumata Tambajang? What is Fatoumata Tambajang if Halifa Saleh is the father of the coalition? But we have short memories. We're insulting, you know, we have myopic minds. But that's okay. If you don't want to see UDP succeed or Ousainou Darboe or Fatoumata Tambajang or Barrow government, go to your doctor for stress-free pills, because you are really up for a long road of stress. A very long road. Very, very long road of stress. Billahi, a very, very, very long road of stress. Brother, that is what I'm saying. The same people that are protecting the law for Fatoumata Tambajang to not be a vice president are the same people that are saying Barrow cannot rule for 5 years. Why are they not supporting the law? Because the law says a president should be ruling for 5 years. If you defend the constitution against Fatoumata Tambajang, why can't you defend the constitution in support of Barrow? 5 years, Barrow, that's the constitution. If Fatoumata Tambajang is over age, Barrow needs 5 years. Let's apply the rule across and stop this selective justice, and that is dishonesty. And that's why I said we have to be honest to ourselves. Nganyine sodoka falie sumatonye kena bala lelma. Why hamga? Amna nyo hamne amon nany palas amon nany very good life in the Gambia under Jawara. They thought when Barrow comes, they will get back to those positions, and because they do not, they continue. Why wahna bi fi denako wah? You see, aduna bi nyofu kalamala wahna bi affaire bi nyofu kalamala hamgen kalama lolula solen ne kadinani mono nakala nyo wah mono si olof hawmako why mono bi so neke di ko nan kalama boy you say puru nan ko ño furango la nga am ko nga haraba nga joxma mantam ma haraba lol ño fu kalama la soko haraba nga abalma mantam ma haraba ño fu kalama la way saw yaw so buge nga nan yaw rek nga nan mono bi ak sa kalama do buga bur johande ken kalama bi pour mom tam mu haraba ko yaw de nga dof lol la buga pour ngeen xam domuna neka top all the time, domuna neka the top yalla lo la wah watilikal ayamu nudawiluha bayna nas. wa tilkal ayyamu nudawiluha bayna nas loolu la yàlla wax affaire bi ñoo fu kalamala soo ko haraba nga abal ma manta ma haraba loolu la soo bukutee man ma haraba yow rek danga buga pour haraba danga am problème waaye danga dëkka si fale law yow yaay kan ñun ñoo ko bokka Gambia ñun ñoo ko bokka yëpp soo kamfa nga kamfa waaye yàlla nag boobu xam na lu moo def te yàlla ñun ñëpp ñoo kañang si moom ñun ñëpp teg lii la soo defu la jox def ko jox tam yow soo bukutee yàlla mu jox kenn dara yow danga kamfa be nga dem si Fati Kunda ñu fara sa kamo bi ñu génnee kamfa foofu man di ngol ko ni kamfa ta Fati Kunda ye kaw fara soo kamfa demal Fati Kunda danañ fara sa fii sa kaw ñu génnee kamfa foofu soo loolu la demuleen ngeen uti boobu UDP for life. That's my belief. You have a right in the constitution to support your party, but to determine what should happen to us, you are in trouble. You are off for a very big trouble because you are not more intelligent than us. You are not more intellectual than us. You are not more aware than us. You are not more foresighted than us. You are not more organized than us. You are not more patriotic than us. You are not more country-loving than us. You are not more developmentally oriented than us. The journey is ahead. Let's go. Jërëjën jëf si seen liggéey bi. President Barrow appoint Fatoumata Tambajang. Now they are coming up with Fat Jaumane. They have started saying Fat Jaumane should be appointed the vice president. That's also your right. She's an amazing Gambian. But that position, even if it is going to wait for 10 years for Fatoumata Tambajang to have her age limit worked on, we will wait. Denañ xaar be ñet fukki years Fatoumata Tambajang palace bobu moko mom te Barrow defa am defa am constitutional power. There is no limit to it. Law moko wax Fatoumata Tambajang dena neka fofu dena oversee fofu be ñu pare 6 months bi jehe ñu yob ko parliament ñu change ko mu nekk vice président soo bukut gis ko mu nekk vice président demal Fati Kunda parce que sa kamfa bi dena maget de loolu laa bugga ngeen xam jërëjën jëf mbaal konto na mbaal jayla adung to nga wolof adung Gambia banko inshallah mbita ñaatol it's better again Ntolebe denta Gambia bankola. Let us be honest to each other. Mbal konto na mbal jela. Almalen so Kairola. Almalen so Bunyala. Again, I will say this the last time. I have no problems with Halifa. I disagree with his ideologies. And I have that right. I have nothing against Sidi Ajata. I disagree with his ideologies. And that is not unconstitutional. I do not have anything against Mama Kande. But I disagree with him. That's why I didn't join GDC. I have nothing against Ahmad Ba. That's why I didn't join. I didn't agree with his ideologies. That's why I didn't join GMC, NCP. I didn't join them. That's why. And we should accept those things as Gambians. Because we have those rights. But stop insulting people. And let us be honest when the reality comes to reality. Mbal kondo na mbal salamula. Al nimbaro. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.